Starting at 5, Magoozy's making waves with the best action shows and underwater fun like you've never seen before.
Okay, quick, jump on!
Dive in at 5 with the girls of Boop for Totally Spies.
When it comes to animes made in France, Americans are familiar with quite a few. Code Lyoko, Totally Spies, or Oban Star Racers. But there's one show that never got the chance to be broadcasted on TV here. The best, and I mean the best French anime that is and will ever be made so far is, if you're at the title of the video, Last Man. But I already talked about Last Man. So anyway, Wakfu. It's also really great. This 2008 show has me asking, why didn't we get this on TV? It deserves far more viewership, but there's still plenty of fans from my territory.
Like who? Animators? They're not important.
Well, it's popular online to animation nerds. Jimmy Normie Pants who buys Funko Pops based on Dragon Ball Z ain't gonna know what the fuck this show is. Wakfu follows a group of warriors armed with swords and spells, questing together each with their own motives, from finding their real parents or just wanting to be seen as more than just a princess. But one common motive is they all must defeat their nemesis, Nox, who I'll gush about later. Now, for the main character, you would assume it's Yago, a boy abandoned by a mysterious figure and gifted with the powers of aperture science.
Remind me never to set foot in a portal. There are safer ways to travel.
Or maybe Amalia's the main character since everyone wants to plant their seed into her. Though I'm not sure what forms of birth control exist in this world.
Oh, my back! My hand!
But I feel Dolly, the comic relief who gets the most development, is the star, an overly confident, sometimes grating goofball who, throughout the series, matures. It's funny how comic relief characters in team hero shows get the most growth. While their motives will seem cliché, what matters is how you expand on these tropes. Characters develop and sometimes major consequences affect the group. If you're looking for another mystical adventure like Last Airbender, you gotta watch Wakfu.
Oh, I don't like that look.
For the purpose of this video and giving me less to edit, I'll be using the English dub footage. I'm so sorry, I just don't care enough to add subtitles. Yes, I watched it subbed. This review was requested by Tony I of the Patreon Review Raffle. More info on the Patreon page. We're raising money for MomoCon again. This request kind of intimidated me. After all, this anime is based on an MMO game with the same title, some sort of Final Fantasy Tactics type of RPG. It's free to play, but these types of games are just way too overwhelming for me. There's that game, but also a whole prequel MMO Dofus, along with animation specials based on Dofus. And then there's other games like Island of Wakfus, Wakfu Pets, Dofus Battles, Crossmaster Battles. Like, where am I supposed to start? But it's alright. I'm glad to report the Wakfu cartoon can be watched as its own thing. I mean, yeah, it really throws you into this world with all these concepts and phrases that aren't first explained. Everyone's spouting proper nouns only players will recognize. I can just see the trademarks flying out of their mouths.
I was thinking about hanging mine up too and open a restaurant Banta. Or maybe put together a Gabal team.
But just as you were about to take the cameras from your pocket, you got cold feet, right?
What the fuck is you saying, you little bitch? You talking to Simo like that?
The subtitled version doesn't have as much of these strange words. No idea if that's how it really is in the French language or the translator was just done with this BS.
An appy? What on earth?
I bet it's a bad appy.
That's not an appy, that's a Red Delicious. Get it right. Given the context they're spoken, you can piece together what this stuff means. Wakfus are a source of energy inside all living things like mana or the Force, and Dofuses are dragon eggs.
Gentlemen, are you ready? Stand play!
The show spans through multiple seasons and several time skipping specials with some pretty high stakes, but it can take a while to get there. Many of the episodes are standalone adventures where the main villain is absent. Worst of all is midway through the first 2 seasons they bait and switch into this fictional sport called Go Ball where they throw around the disembodied head of a sheep. It's like 3 episodes in a row of this tournament arc. In general, I don't like tournament arcs of anything since they usually involve the characters in the same location for several episodes straight, while side characters hang around the audience giving exposition on whatever special move is being used. Like, have you tried carrying a conversation in a loud stadium? It's really hard. And considering when this show came out, the movie was very popular. It's like, are we done with the stadium what's most obviously impressive about Wakfu is just look at it.
Interesting.
This was animated in Flash in 2008. I can't even begin to imagine the budget on this show. There's some dynamic camera angles, action's amazing, and so many nice backgrounds. You can forgive any stiff-looking dialogue scenes. And maybe it's just me, but does the art style remind anyone else of Neopets? I don't know, I see these characters and think about the Earth Fairy. Consider all the locations that come with a show about a traveling group of warriors that are hopefully not traveling to another Go-Ball stadium. Nearly every episode has new locations and new people populating it. For every character added in Flash means new rigs to bring them to life. It's insane. Wakfu's Flash animation can rival some of the best traditionally animated shows like Last Airbender. It's just great visuals, but not so great audio.
Ava! Get out of here!
You won't make it, Dally! Get away from there!
No way! Not nights!
Now, let me repeat. Yes, I watched this subtitled, but you gotta hear about the English dub. The game company who created Wakfu, Onkama, held a Kickstarter to produce a, quote, high-quality English dub to offer English broadcasters. Might wanna put a citation needed over that. The Kickstarter raised almost $500,000 in Canadian Chuck E. Cheese tokens and reached all but one of its stretch goals. The result was a dub that was so awful, so stilted, that even me, a person that prefers dubbed over subbed anime, did not like this particular dub. Everyone is so shrill and unmotivated, like they were given no direction or context to their lines. Most of the UK-based actors they got didn't have all that much experience on their IMDb. Hell, some of these guys don't even have Wikipedia pages. Like, what are you doing with your life? Though, it could just be a bad director that's the issue. You never know. Also, many fans who funded the project back in 2014 have yet to receive their rewards, so it's a lose-lose for everyone. Because of things like this, I never want to be in charge of a Kickstarter since I know I'll screw it up. Like, my narration right now of me saying that is going to be used against me should I one day attempt to crowdfund a project that goes horribly wrong.
Thanks for taking the time to watch this presentation. The aim of this campaign is to finance a good quality dub of the series and support its broadcast on all English language platforms.
You serious?
Vocals aren't the only audio issue with the old dub, but also sound effects, which should be loud, heavy impacts sound too quiet compared to the dialogue. The dub version lowered the audio levels for all sound effects. Why would you do that?
Take that!
Though when I listen to the French version, the sound effects are louder, but some stuff like explosions feel like they're missing. Dub or sub, it still doesn't sound quite right. Wakfu's dub is below even my standards. Way to go. But once season 3 came about, Netflix swooped right in to distribute the show worldwide. Except this season features a whole new English voice cast, and you know what? This is the dub the show deserves. Though if you want to redo the previous seasons with this cast, that would be great. I'd rather Netflix redub this than Evangelion. Season 3 is the perfect time for the new cast to jump aboard, since that's when shit gets real and, I kid you not, fucking Frieza shows up. Well, as close as Frieza as you can get without Toei Animation coming to kick your ass. Now, if you think Totally Spies had some questionable situations, Wakfu has me concerned about French animation even more. Sure, you got some vanilla bathhouse scenes, my favorite, but then you got this kind of stuff in a world of plants brought to life in this cartoon for ages 7 and up, according to Netflix. Yeah, I think it's time for a commercial break.
What is going on?
Get behind me, princess.
You're quick, young craw, but not as quick as I am.
He's a Zelor, a time wizard.
And my time is precious. And your time is up.
With all the filler, it's not around till episode 13 where we get back into the serious stuff as the main villain returns. Their nemesis, Nox, Noxamillion, Noxberry Farm, Nox News, Nox Till You Drop, Noxtoberfest, Nox and the Hound, Nox of the Round Table, Star Nox 64, Vicente Nox, Nox, who's there? Nox who? It's Nox! A villain that at first looks to be a conniving robot capable of stopping time, just like the bad guy from the anime Clockstoppers. He just wants to get as much Wakfu energy as possible. Sounds typical until you really get to know him through the series and the prequel episode, Noxamillion the Watchmaker, where you see he was once a man. A special told in such a unique art style from the artists behind Kid Card to Mind Game and Devilman Crybaby. This is the kind of expanded universe stuff I enjoy, telling whole stories without the main characters and entirely different visuals. With all that we see from Nox, dare I say he is among the most sympathetic villains in animation, with a motive that makes me say, well, maybe it's for the best you let him win. How often can you say that about a villain? Although if you're some edgy teen that says that about the Joker, your voice don't count. Please wait 10 years so you can regret how you acted in high school like the rest of us. Nox is such a crummy life that basically builds up to, this is major spoilers to episode 26, so I would highly recommend skipping to this segment in the video. So yeah, Nox has been gathering Wakfu energy for 200 years by killing and stealing. With all that energy, he plans to go back in time and save his family and undo the evil he's done along the way. After 200 years of gathering Wakfu, he was only able to go back in time by 30 minutes. His life is basically Mr. Plinkett taking the Kodak challenge in the Star Wars Episode 3 review.
I've been logging all the times that I purchased ink and how much I paid, and now it's time to see how much I saved by using a Kodak printer. What? After fucking 10 years, that's all I saved? You piece of fucking crap! What? Where's that goddamn printer at? Back to the review.
Hey, the non-spoiler people should be coming back right about now. So yeah, to sum it up, Nox is such a great character, but the 2-part anal sex OVA I covered in the spoiler talk did not need to happen. Still, the visuals were nice. I just want to say, Nox, you fucked up.
You haven't seen the last of me, kid.
You yacht brain. So you wanted to become a legend. I'm gonna turn you into one, all right.
Fly across time and space, jumping through the gates. A hero lies in you.
Yep, as my witness, I'll repay my life's debt. My blade is yours.
This is for my dad, Oliver.
A princess is a delicate little plant, but I'm sick of sitting around looking pretty. I want adventure. I want to explore the forests of the world.
Action on every battlefield around the world. We'd be the 2 heroes of legend, the blonde and the redhead. Or even Beauty and the Beast.
This is the end, beautiful friends.
Pan, you've used this clip like 5 times. I'm making a point, damn it.
11 years. This is Toonami's final broadcast.
Wakfu released in 2008, the year the Toonami action block was cancelled. For us Americans, anime and French anime imports were no longer profitable to TV networks, as fans of these shows could watch this stuff easier online. I asked my fans on Twitter how they watched Wakfu, and many admit it was through piracy. Can you blame them? The first official release for our region was Netflix 9 years after its premiere. Often people pirate stuff because things are just not accessible through easier means. Netflix now has all the episodes, but some specials like Noxamillion the Watchmaker are missing, and Dolphus, the prequel series, is on a separate streaming service. Trying to get footage of this series was a pain, as some footage still has the TV channel logo in the corner. Wakfu was pretty big online, but I feel it could have been an even bigger hit had it been more accessible sooner. Better late than never. As I make this video, it's unknown if Season 4 is going to happen. I hope so. Wakfu has some of the best animation ever illustrated, great characters, and one of the most tragic villains animated. That's why I say Wakfu is among the best French cartoons America never officially got, until now.
Come on, you landlubbers! We should raise anchor if we want to make the most of this wind!
Cool! Alma, here we come! Toot, you won't forget to send that postcard to my dad Albert, will you?
Don't worry, Hugo. And as for you, don't let it be another 10 years before you come back to see us.
A young boy named Hugo discovers that he has amazing powers, and as he sets out on a mission to find his real family,
The message. Go find the message.
he is faced with great danger.
Tremble before the power of the Black Crow.
He will need help from trustful allies to save the world and his powers. Wakfu on Toonami.